Hello there and welcome to your weekly news program from the territory on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. And it is that time again to give you updates on news stories as well as reports from our communities within the nation's capital. And we're taking a look at the beauties and some challenges these communities, are faced with. So sit back and enjoy the package. I am Ifoma Ojinta and we'll be back shortly. Thanks for staying tuned. Now let's begin with the news beat and from the pulpit. And for Christians to encounter the supernatural strength of God, there is a need for them to also have a very personal relationship with God. This was a thrust of sermon at the First Baptist Teen Sunday service in Abuja. Yours truly brings details of these and the sermon from the Temple of Mercy Prophetic Ministry. It was all about the teenagers of the Baptist denomination who took charge of the Sunday service, climaxing the 2023 Teenagers Summer Camp. The teens pastor, Reverend Taiwo Osho, called on the congregants to acknowledge that God is everything and everyone encounters the supernatural strength of God in a unique way.
Though we understand that to create that big future, that good future we're expecting is big, but God-sized assignments are also backed up by the I Am himself, and it makes it easy for you to fulfill any assignment he gives you because he himself is backing you up.
Participants at the teenagers camp say it was an amazing experience.
I've experienced God a lot. I've learned to understand that God has our backs, and He has the strength that we need to do all we need to do.
I learned how to keep myself, and I learned to make focus because I learned not to do things on my own because of the supernatural strength of the I Am, which means God.
While at the Temple of Mercy Prophetic Ministry, it was the first Sunday Thanksgiving as the congregants worshipped in praise. The ministering pastor calls on the leaders to be kind to humanity.
When you know the majesty of God and how he can put you to bed and not wake you up the next day, you will know how to be kind to humanity.
Ifoma Ojinta, NTA. Now, inclusivity in governance has been identified as a veritable way to address the yearnings and developmental demands of the people of the FCT. This is the leadership model that member representing Ahmad Buhari Federal Constituency, Chinedu Joshua Obika, is adopting to bring effective development to the people. This intention was revealed at the first Ahmad Buhari Indigenous Youth Summit in Abuja. Abdullahi Ajia reports on the interactive session.
We discussed that later.
In this hall are youth representatives from the 5 ethnic indigenous people of Amak and Buhari area councils of the FCT, interacting with the member representing Amak Buhari Federal Constituency for a vision-driven leadership devoid of parochial sentiments that most often becloud human and material development. The convener of the first Indigenous Youth Summit says, this is to lay a foundation pathway to work for the people as a leader who wants to listen to the demands of his people.
I deemed it fit that the first thing that I have to do is to interact with them, to put a platform where they can listen to me. This time is not politics. To tell them the needs, why we should work together, and to tell them the areas that I think that I will be able to do something that will better their lives.
Speakers who took turns to discuss critical issues around youth development and opportunities re-emphasized total emancipation and well-being of the youth through the provision of quality education and employment opportunities.
They must put in place means to educate the children Our youth need education. The only factor we need to, live side by side with Auto Nigeria is to be educated.
The idea that it has this summit, do not just see it as a small idea. By tomorrow, you may see other people in different states copying what he's doing.
We talked about employment for the youth, empowerment also, and being inclusive.
The legislator said a constituency office has already been opened in order to interface effectively with his constituent, with more projects inside. Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
Zakat in Islam is a lawful way of creating wealth in the society, which is highly encouraged in the Islamic religion and should be strengthened. To demonstrate the essence of this message at this Jaiz charity and Zakat distribution ceremony in Abuja, more than 800 individuals are being empowered. Hakimat Aliyu brings us details.
The clearing opened the grand finale of the 8th edition of the annual Zakat distribution of Jaiz Charity and Development Foundation. Hajia Zainab Abdurrahman puts the figure for the 2023 Zakat disbursement at 66 million naira in states and the FCT.
Jaiz Charity and Development Foundation has distributed a total of 431 million naira across 29 states of the Federation to date.
Jaiz Charity and Development Foundation, also referred to as Jaiz Foundation, is a faith-based humanitarian organization aimed at providing socio-economic development. Hence, they re-emphasize their resolutions to alleviating poverty from resources pulled from Zakat donations distributed through a well-articulated chain.
So Jaiz Bank is committed to be part of the solutions to Nigeria's problems, especially when it comes to poverty alleviation, empowering our people, and also by laying the ethical foundation so that the young ones will grow up with ethics, hard work, determination.
If, for example, the bulk of the capital is coming from a particular geopolitical zone, we will also want to ensure that we follow the principle of Zakat disbursement, which says that majority of the Zakat you get in a particular locality should be used to meet the needs, the demands, the requests of the people in those localities. However, we do not operate this 100% because we know people from different other areas equally have challenges and needs. Apart from that, we set out guidelines and criteria to the partnering organizations, and we give them templates which we expect them to religiously follow.
The event featured the symbolic presentation of industrial sewing machines, grinding machines, deep freezers, vulcanizing machine, power generating sets, and cash. Some others are expected to receive their Zakat fund via bank transfers. Suraya, a widow and mother of 4 who got a deep freezer, says it will help a sachet water and natural drinks business. And like her, all others are advised to use the Zakat items and fund, the best way to enable them attain financial independence and possibly become donors in future. In Abuja, Hakimat Aliyu, NTA News.
Let's now talk education. A 4-day workshop organized by the Federal Ministry of Education on Character Development and Education has ended with participants charged to exhibit good character traits while imparting knowledge to students. The workshop is in line with the federal government's efforts to strengthen the educational sector and build a better society. Aisha Bashir was at the event and now reports.
One of the major problems affecting the society today can be traced to poor character formation and deficiencies in the education system. To correct the anomaly, this is a gap the United Peace Federation, a non-governmental organization working with the United Nations in peace education, wants to bridge by organizing training on character education for teachers in selected schools in the Federal Capital Territory. 20 teachers passed through a series of lectures on how to conduct themselves privately and publicly while with their students.
People see what belongs to the public, something for the public good, they do not respect it. People don't respect public property. How else can one explain?
These teachers belong to families, they They are teachers in schools and they are members of the society. So they have all the opportunity to fashion the lives of these children.
Teachers from various educational levels and other partners in pursuit of quality learning commended the organizers for putting up the workshop at this critical period, adding that the gesture will go a long way to help children imbibe good character and peaceful culture. Organizers were advised to extend the initiative to other schools across the Federation.
To impart this knowledge on the pupils, the learners in the school is a very good thing.
They were able to bring up a program, and the program grew and become a subject in the primary school.
Participants who agreed that the easiest way to get to the family is through teachers promised to continue to implement everything learned during the workshop. Certificate and awards were presented to the participants. Aisha Bashir, NTA News.
In the meantime, schools in the Federal Capital Territory are on long vacations, a period many summer schools are created and designed to help students improve their academic or develop the new skills set for the future. Adisa Godwin feels the pulse of parents in the FCT concerning summer schools.
As schools in the FCT are on a long vacation, parents and guardians have enrolled their wards in different activities referred to as summer school programs.
These children are very energetic. They have all they need to continue to learn. But this is not a formal learning system. This one is more of learning with fun, kind of. And it's a way of, the objective is a way of the children engaging in what they love to engage in.
They are learning some life skills that can be of use to them even in their future lives. Like the learning of making the rosary, beaded slippers, they learned how to make earrings, they learned how to cook. It has helped them in future as they grow.
The summer schools offer different types of programs to children of different ages, ranging from art and crafts to cooking, ICT and other activities.
So far, my experience has been very wonderful. I've learned a lot of skills. I've acquired a lot of skills and knowledge.
My experience here so far has been great. I've learned so many things.
It taught us new moral values, and I read interesting stories that I've learned lessons.
Most parents are of the opinion that learning new skills and focusing on their interests away from the traditional classroom setting of schools is a welcome idea, as the skills learned will help them develop fast.
I also believe that some of the days could be utilized by learning a skill. Some of these skills they learn during the vacation are not what they could ordinarily put in within their curriculum when the school was in session.
It's not about just academic that will push them out for now. Some are for summer camp, some go for something about Bible boot camp and all of those.
Parents and coordinators say the different programs offered in summer schools provide a deeper form of learning, as they dedicate more time in putting into action academic learning through the use of fun activities such as role-playing, science experiments and others. They said the fact that the children get to actually concretize knowledge and skills learnt help them improve classroom performance in the long run. Hadiza Godwin Ebuni, NTA News.
Good evening. Glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News Wrap.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is on that note we welcome you to today's edition of the program.
We celebrate creativity, lasting impressions.
There's no book stating that this is the role for men.
On the news.
On the news at 7.
Jama'a barkanmu da wannan
The Unity Station, NTA Channel 5, Abuja.
Would say have a lovely day.
Thanks for staying tuned. Let's now bring you reports from the territory. What does it take to have a good drainage in a developing community? These were the questions asked when our crew from the territory visited Kubwa suburb in the Federal Capital Territory.
They say cleanliness is next to godliness. These were the reactions of some residents of Kubwa. Most of them say collective effort, behavioral change and proper maintenance is needed to keep check on drainages in Kubwa. A drive around some streets indicate that many houses do not have good drainage. This particular street captures bad water coming out to the main street, which was before now a smooth road one can drive through, but today it is an eyesore for residents living and driving along the streets. They complain that landlords, in a bid to make quick money, do not do as expected with their residential property as regards pipeline fittings, which has resulted to some persons creating other routes for water to pass, causing damages to major roads.
Most of the houses built in Kubwa doesn't have proper drainage, and that is why we have been seeking the intervention of the Buari Area Council in order to give a better master plan towards the construction of drainages in Kubwa, most especially. You can see most of this road constructed by the Buari Area Council. Like the road we are having here, this road was constructed by Arab constructors, but the drainage is not functioning. And that is why over the years, the road surface has been washed by flooded water.
After building, no maintenance. So people drop refugees and other things. There are nobody to check or to look after it. So before next year, you find out that they've filled it with dirt again.
With the refugee inside, they have closed. Nobody is taking care of it again. And as you can see, they have built house, even put for the drainage. There is no any chance for person to pass.
While also attributing the issue as the duty of the task force, they urge government to see that sanctions are put in place to curb refuse dumps in this drainage system. Residents lament how flooded the area usually is during the rainy season and how they are forced with worsening health implications.
Drainage that the government put is a very good, it's a welcome idea. But sometimes the habit of our people, Nigerians, most of them doesn't know even the value of even the drainage. My suggestion is that the government should set up their task force that will be taking care of monitoring those things. So whoever they caught should be sanctioned.
They appeal to government to see that environmental sanitation is carried out for proper water channels to stop blocked drainages. In Abuja, Ummiddin Haliru, NTA News.
Many thanks, Umidin. Now, people say water is life, but water as a basic human necessity for health and well-being eludes Shere community in Papi. Onotu Yakubu in this report brings us insight into the water situation in Shere and efforts to get succor.
The Sustainable Development Goal 6 seeks to ensure access to safe water and sanitation for all as an essential value to human growth, health, and development. It is in reverence to this all-important value that 4 volunteer foundations came together to rehabilitate public water sources for Shere community located in the outskirts of Mpape FCT. With a population of about 3,000 people, access to potable water is both an utopian desire here. The stream and wells dug by individual households provide the only access to water for the entire community.
If you go to the stream, it's very shallow. So we look at it that there are a lot of women in this community, a lot of children in this community, pregnant women, and they need clean water.
It's okay for people to have water because, yeah, like I said, water is life.
With the access to water now, we feel that we're able to sustain other things they want to do and now move out there.
So, this explains this applause and celebration. The volunteer groups have a common purpose anchored on service to humanity with love, working together to positively touch lives for vulnerable and underserved communities.
Even if there is no food, we can survive, but not water. So we are very happy with this development.
I'm so happy, I'm very happy, so excited.
because it has been long that we saw borehole in this community, and we have never seen such kind of borehole before.
Water is very effective to human existence, so it's something that is very unique and very important.
Shere has water now, and so life is in Shere. But the beneficiaries are enjoined by the volunteers to own the project and maintain the boreholes to serve purpose. From Shere, Mpape in Boari Area Council, Onotu Yakobo, NTA News.
Thank you very much indeed, Onotu. Water is life, and we need more of such initiative in other communities. Thank you very much. Now, Dogongada is a rural community in Abuja Municipal Area Council, AMAC. Its early settlers have been in the area for centuries, but are currently unhappy as they want the restoration of their ancestral name in Lukogoma. Odirioboru Arutere was at the community and reports that although it is barely a stone throw from the city center, yet without modern infrastructure.
This is the entrance to Dogogada community, a stone throw from Lokogoma Junction. This portion of the road is almost a nightmare to the residents of Dogogada, as whenever it rains, it's always difficult for residents to go into the community nor come out of the community due to the environmental degradation going on right here.
Company Irimiya is the Megwa of Dogogada village. He is saddened that after several decades, the community is still lacking in basic infrastructure like good road network, secondary education, electricity, and modern hospitals. The community leader led our crew around some areas of Dogogada. He appealed to government at various levels to come to the aid of the people by constructing the community bridge, which he says has claimed lives.
This community, we don't have anything in government amenity in this community. Even the light in this community, ADC, where the community contribute money and brought the light in this community. So we doesn't have police station here. We don't have health center here. The all security when we are managing in this community is just vigilante when they are managing us. And the challenge when we have our road, if rain fall, if flood come, we can't go out. We just thank God with FCT management, then just help us, then give us, then put barrier, so that anytime when flood come, we used to cover, block the road until flood go down.
You can look at that place. Before, look this way, sand is this way the water pass. But it's because of the water is chopping the... So that place that is there, that you see white something there, is a grave. The one that we picked here, that the water has consumed. So naturally, if water assumes somebody, then we bury the person near the liver. So if you can know, how can we bury the person so that make water wash it? It's because of the water continue digging the sand. That's why you see it like that.
Meanwhile, residents of Dogogada community, on their part, are pleaded that political office holders of the 3 voting wards in the community should live up to their promises.
I know he knows what to do. He knows the right thing. Yes, on Wike, he knows the right thing to do, and I know he's someone who loves good things, and I know for that, as the Minister for FCT, I know he will be able to put this road in good condition, because we know there are lots of people living here, and I know this government had lots of votes too from this particular street. So I think the government should also consider us.
The road is very, very bad, seriously, especially this rainy season. The road is very, very bad. If the rain fall like this, even me, even come here, my car used to have issue.
From Dogogada community, Odiri Ogboru, Arutere, NTA News.
And from the territory, we wrap up the territory for this week. Thank you so much for being part of it.